I did it.
But then stigmatism means the eyes
did.
You would do.
scrape, so we have to quit.
Good evening. Today is Wednesday, December 27th, 2017. I'd like to call this evening's City Council meeting to order. If we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like just to remind everybody to please turn off your cell phones or put them on vibrate. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Birdwell Curry.
Here.
Councilmember Louise.
Here?
Councilmember Williams.
Present.
Councilmember Valenzuela.
Here.
Councilmember Cerveny.
Present.
Mayor Thornton.
Here. Thank you. Next on the agenda is a consent agenda. If there are no requests for any items to be removed, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Give me my last shot.
Should have known.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have council staff reports and announcements. I have a few things this evening. First of all, I would just like to remind everybody that Monday, January 1st, all city offices will be closed for New Year's Day. I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy New Year and a safe New Year. It's great, again, to see so many people at our meeting tonight. I can't tell you how much that means to myself, and I know it does to the council members as well, to have people here actually watching over us to see what we're doing. So I appreciate everybody being here. I just would like to bring everybody's attention a little bit to the agenda for tonight. I did change it up a little bit earlier today. What I would like to do is to pretty much get through the meeting tonight. We don't have a whole lot on the agenda. And then under presentations, I do have some plaques that I'm going to be presenting to Councilmember Luis and Councilmember Curry. And after I present the plaques, if any of the council members would like to say anything, or anybody here would like to say anything specifically regarding the two council members, we'll do it at that time, so we won't have to do that during citizen public comment. So hopefully that'll be satisfactory with everybody, but I just wanted to give everybody an opportunity to say something if they wanted to.
Is that for the public or the council also?
It'll be, I'll ask the council first and then the
Okay.
public after that. Yeah. A little different than what we normally do it. Just want to remind everybody that my next mayor town hall will be Wednesday, January 3rd, 6:30 p.m. at Public Works. And just, I'd also like to, first of all, thank the city council for all their hard work and dedication this year. It's been a pleasure to work with each and every one of you. I'm looking forward to continue working with the council next year. I'm excited about our two new members joining us next year. We have a full schedule, a lot of things happening, a lot of opportunities, a lot of challenges ahead for La Center, and I'm anxious to work with everybody on that. I also would like to just mention the La Center Planning Commission and thank them again for all their hard work this year. It's just an extremely dedicated group of individuals that produced a huge volume of work this year for the city, with the sub-area plan, master plan at the junction, the sign code, mixed-use development, cottage housing. The list goes on. And they were just such a great group of people and just impressive. I'd also like to thank all the volunteers in La Center that make this such a great community to live in. You know, we have different committees in town. We have our Budget Advisory Committee, Salary Committee, Civil Service Committee, Commission. And we've got people that volunteer at the museum. We have Lions Club members. It's just a great community, and it's all the volunteers that really make that special. So I want to thank everybody for that as well. And then finally, I want to thank the city employees, staff, and consultants for all their hard work and efforts to make this such a great city to live in. So with that, again, I just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and that's all I have for tonight. Next, we have the attorney's report.
Short one this evening, kind of a year-end wrap-up. The appeal of Growth Management Hearings Board appeal at the Court of Appeals. The court has suspended the schedule until the Growth Board issues its compliance order, which was due out last week. And so according to, as of today, they'll issue it Thursday, I assume next Thursday, after during the first week of January. So this might be kind of a pretty beefy substantive compliance order, very interesting. This will be a chance for the Growth Board to recognize some of the mistakes it made in its underlying order and see, oh, now the county is in compliance with GMA in the following ways. We're hopeful. So the next meeting, we should have that compliance order. Should be pretty interesting. That's it. That's the status of your pending cases right now.
Okay. Any questions for the city attorney? Okay, thank you. Next is city council comments. Councilmember Curry.
I just want to say thank you for the citizens to giving me the opportunity to run and represent the city, and also for everyone to have a very safe and happy New Year.
Thank you. Councilmember Luis.
Also, have a wonderful new year. We're looking forward to good things happening in La Center. It's a great community. The participation from the citizens over the last few years has been growing exponentially. It's wonderful to see. As a council member, it's good to get input without having to go out and search for the information, to have the citizens come in and talk to us. It's been my pleasure and my honor to serve the city for 10 years. I'm a mushy guy, sorry. And it's truly been outstanding to represent the citizens of La Center. Great community, hardworking, and we get together with our functions, and it's like I used to say that La Center wasn't a small town, it's just a very large family. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'll save a few comments for after the presentation, but truly, thank you all so much for your support and for your encouragement and for your concern for the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, wish everybody a Happy New Year's. Please be careful with the weather we're having. There's ice down in places. Nobody wants a slip-fall accident, and it's kind of embarrassing when you do. Been there, done that. But again, be careful. Good luck in the New Year's. I'm going to be missing these two council members who are going out, but I'm looking forward to working with our two new ones going forward. Thanks everybody for your vote of confidence in re-electing me, and got the oath of office here to read a little later tonight. So anyway, that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Valenzuela.
Well, I'll second all the emotions that have come forth already. And also, the engagement on the part of the community has been fantastic the last couple of years. Next year is going to be a particularly difficult year, so I sure hope that your engagement is at the same high level that it has been. We're going to need a lot of feedback from you folks as we have to address these serious budget items that are coming forward. The revenues are not coming in per our anticipation, but we just don't know what's going to happen to our card clubs. So that's our single highest source of revenue. So we'll have to make some decisions. You folks will be giving us feedback, and we'll try to make the best decisions going forward. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you. Councilmember Cervini.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you as a community for once again giving us your input, but being here each and every time that you come. It's a pleasure to serve, and to hear your comments, and whether we agree or disagree with you. It's always insightful to hear both sides and help us make our decisions the best that we can. They're never easy. I'd also like to acknowledge my thanks to the council. I know that we go through every year with difficult topics coming before us, but I think we work very well together, and I appreciate that, and I value the relationships that we've been able to build over the years. And I look forward to continuing to have those relationships with the two new council members as well. As a community, we're going through an evolving time. And I think just like families, when we go through difficult times, we rally together and come up with new ideas and barge forward together in a united fashion as best we can. And I think that's what lies ahead for us. So I'm looking forward to continuing to hear your input. Thank you.
Thank you. One thing I did not mention at the beginning is after we adjourn the meeting this evening is when the two new council members will take their oath of office, and then also Councilmember Williams will be taking the oath of office as well. But that will be after we adjourn this evening. Okay. Next on the agenda are staff reports. We have one report this evening from Director Levis.
Council members. Sorry, Mayor Thornton, council members and citizens. Try that again. Let me get down to it. I really don't have much on my report for today. Quick update on some of the issues that the HR consultant is working on. Making progress on switching over to the new plan. As you may recall, one of the health plans is discontinued, so the union has agreed that we can switch over to the new plan. We are still negotiating the impacts of that, but baby steps, we're getting there. Gambling taxes. Okay, so as you're well aware, one of the car groups only paid half of their October tax amount due. Touched base with them last week and again today. She's going to be able to pay the remainder this week. Keep in mind, that's just October's that she's paid. She's going to pay the last half October with, again, a 15% penalty. She didn't really allude to it much, but she did state very, very clearly that November was another bad month. So at the end of December, this month, is when the November payments due. I'm not anticipating that we're gonna get that. I think we're only gonna get the last half of October, and then we'll wait and see. So we will keep you posted, obviously. If anything comes in or if they don't pay, I'll again send out an email to you. So that's kind of all I had. Are there any questions that I can answer?
So that will skew some of your numbers then by not getting the revenue in at a proper time. So those numbers, when people look at them, are not going to be necessarily relevant to increases or decrease for the year as far as revenue coming into the city. And then my other question was, I noticed on here that you put in that that even though the health care plan for the union has been approved by the union, they're still bargaining on the impacts.
Yes.
Is that because there's a financial impact?
There is indeed a financial, there is, yes, a financial impact. The health plan, I won't get into too many details, but the health plan that is going away was a much more robust plan. There will be financial impacts to the employees by having them go to this new plan, and that has to be bargained.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have citizens' public comment. If anybody would like to address the council, please step up to the podium and give us your name and address. And if you could please limit your comments to 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Council, Mayor, and citizens of La Center, Dennis Hill, 1316 West Alder Place. I just want to thank the council for this past year, particularly being on the Planning Commission has given us some great insight to what goes on here in the council. And for one, and I'm sure that I can't speak for every one of them, but I'm sure I can, in some respects, say thank you for supporting what we do. and for giving us the input that we needed, particularly this year on so many different areas. You helped guide us, so we can in fact put into place some great code for this city. Second part of it, I want to thank also those who participated in the election, those who ran and those who won, but particularly all those who ran. I think it was a great participation, great election. It was a election that, where there's no mudslinging, no throwing. It was a good race. And I think that speaks well of our city and our citizens, and for those who are stepping forward to run, to be a part of the council. So I want to thank them and those who came in second. I see Larry here tonight. And so those who stepped forward and said, I want to run, I appreciate the fact that they did that. And again, thank you again, council, mayor, for a great year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dennis.
Okay, if anybody else would like to address the council, again, if you would hold your comments regarding the two retiring council members until after the presentation. Okay, with that, I'll close public comment and we will move forward with the presentations. This evening, I do have a plaque in recognition of each of the retiring city council members. I'd like to go ahead and stand up and I'll read this. The first one I'll give to Heather. It's presented to Councilmember Heather Birdwell Curry in recognition and appreciation of your service and dedication to the citizens of La Center, City of La Center, Washington, City Council, term service 2015 to 2017. Thank you very much for your And I have one for Councilmember Luis, presented to Councilmember Al Luis in recognition and appreciation of your service and dedication to the citizens of La Center, City of La Center City Council, term of service 2010 through 2017. And what's not on here is prior to being on the City Council, Al served on the Planning Commission as well for 3 years. And so he's been around a while. So
There, look at me.
thank you very much for your service. So with that, if any of the council members would like to say anything to the retiring council members, that would be great.
Oh, everybody's looking down here. Well, it's, you know.
It's your turn.
The city council's a great place, and I've known Al and Heather for a long time, and I've worked with Al on the planning commission before. We had a great time there. And it's, you know, these are voluntary positions, so it's great when the community volunteers too. And as Dennis was up tonight, and Doug was on the planning commission, you know, and I remember when the mayor was on the planning commission, we were on it together. So it's a good feeder. I encourage people to volunteer there. Working with these guys has been great. It's been fun. We don't always share the same opinion. Most of the time we do. But that's what it's all about. You know, we discuss things. And again, I couldn't ask for two nicer people to work with. It'll be a loss, but I'm looking forward to the new folks too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
Randy.
Your turn, Joe.
Sure. Especially like to thank Al personally, because he was mentoring me when I first came on the council. I would call him regularly, and he would give me feedback. Jim had asked me to apply, and I did apply, and then I was seated in an empty chair. So Al was there for me during my transitional period, and I really appreciate that, Al. And also, you know, you've served for many, many years, and many times this is not a, you know, this is sort of a thankless job, but we've been blessed with I think really good citizenry to help us, and they aren't shy about sharing opinions, which is good, which is absolutely positive, so. And Heather, thank you for, again, you did a similar thing, you stepped in, and I know it's uncomfortable, especially when you're new to this kind of a process and never been on the inside. It's a lot of hard work, and I'd like to thank you for all the hard work and all the years of hard work on the Planning Commission and on the council.
Thank you, Chief.
I would like to thank both of you very much for stepping up and doing the hard work that's involved. Wearing that target when you're not necessarily in line with what the public thinks you should be voting on, and also being in the spotlight when you are. I mean, it goes both ways, and you've been in the position long enough to know that sometimes the decisions are easy and sometimes they're really hard, and doing the work that it takes to make those decisions. Thank you for putting in that time and reading those materials. I think that's perhaps the part that doesn't get out there into the public, the amount of documents that we've got in our spare bedrooms, taking up box after box that we go through to make the decisions. And I thank you for putting in and investing that time of your own and taking away from your family too. All those hours, you know, that they put in, it's hours that you have to juggle. And Heather, with your family, it's probably even tougher. And being younger in the community, it's probably even more difficult and scary to step up and run for a position on the council. And you've done a remarkable job. I've been very impressed and proud to work alongside you. And it's been fun working with both of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and at this time, I would like to ask, yes.
I get my chance, do I, to?
You can, if you want to do it now or after, you might want to say more after you hear
No,
our comments. Are you
I
ready?
just got a little bit to say, then I'm gonna be quiet. Everybody knows that has been around here for this long that I'm not shy to speak up. This isn't a kumbaya moment or where we're sharing. I wanted to share my experience with the council members. I don't think there's a council member in the 8 years that I've been on here that didn't have the best interest of the community in mind. And like's already been said, a lot of times we have subjects that we don't agree with each other. But we voice our opinions, we talk about it, and then we make the best decision that we can. I know I was talking to someone that was considering and running for city council, and one of the things I told him, I says, if you're a people pleaser, which I am, the hardest part, yeah, I know, shocking.
A regular doormat.
The hardest part of being on the council is the fact that you can't please everybody all the time, which was said a lot nicer than I had. And I said that, you know, if you could be right and please the majority 60% of the time, then, you know, you're doing a good job. There's just so many different variables that are involved. So with that, it has been an absolute pleasure working with everyone here. To the new council members, I have just one thing to say. When you come up, I wish you well behind this dais and making your decisions. But just remember that the seat that you hold here belongs to the citizens, those that elected you and brought you in. And when you make your decisions based on the information you have that you would feel is best to support the city. And that's it, and I thank you all so very much, and you won't hear me anymore from here.
Thank you. Councilmember Curry, would you like to say anything? No. Good. All right.
It's your chance.
Good job, Al.
Thanks.
Okay, with that, then I would like to open it up to the audience here this evening. If anybody would like to say something, please step up to the podium and share your thoughts with us. Please.
I'm Doug Goff, and I live at 151 West West 16th Street here in town. I want to wish the best to Heather and to Al. I wish them well in their future endeavors, and I'd like to thank them for their service and dedication to the city. In particular, I want to thank Al for making me feel very welcome. I recall the first time that I met Al, I think it was my second city council meeting that I had attended. And he made a point of introducing himself to me. He made me feel very welcome, and that always will stick with me, and I appreciate that. I also want to thank Al for his comments and advice and suggestions that he has had for me relative to governing and legislating and so forth. I appreciate that very much, Al. Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to address that? No? Okay.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Well,
We
as a
knew
matter of
it.
fact, tonight
We
it would
knew
be
it.
just fine.
One more thing.
No.
I want to thank my wife, who's
There you
sitting
go.
back there. As the new council members will find out, that is your rock. Because sometimes you come home excited, sometimes not so excited. And my wife's always been there. She listens to me, then she walks away. But she's always there to support me, and she has never questioned the amount of time that I've put into the city. So, thank you, baby. Okay, now I'm done.
Well, thank you for that.
One thing, I salute both of you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Well, I would just like to echo your remarks about your lovely wife, and
Oh.
thank you, Trish, for sharing Al with us these many years.
It's for the city, right?
Yeah, so, no, it's
Hopefully you
great.
had some girls' night outs.
More time in the sewing room.
Okay. Well, again, thank you, Council, for your comments. Thank you for comments, Doug.
So moved.
So, that is all we have on the agenda for this evening. With that, if I could get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.